Welcome back again, amazing ladies and gentlemen, delectable listeners of the greatest genre in the world, Afrobeat. We're back again with our stories this week. I'm Director Cruz. This is Billboard Nigeria, and we're coming to you live with Billboard Nigeria Weekly News. Shmurda quickly came out to debunk the rumor about him being a victim of a real estate scam. Baba said, $4 million K for this economy. He said this country no go sleep. Speaking of someone who doesn't sleep and is always on the move, Burna Boy shared clips of a day in his life performing at the first ever FIFA World Cup halftime show.
He good, he's family.
Alongside Shakira and Chris Martin of Coldplay. Speaking of FIFA and FIFA's African Golden Boy, Davido, who has now performed at 2 World Cups and delivered the AFCON official song. Davido shared in a recent interview how it feels like constantly working with FIFA.
Shout out to FIFA. FIFA's like family. Like we've been working on things like the last World Cup.
Yeah.
I did the closing ceremony and the finals. So we've always maintained that, relationship as well. So obviously when they were doing the soundtrack, my brother Diplo, shout out to Major Lazer. Those are very, very nice people. Very good people.
Davido is also set to drop his 6th studio album titled Odeal on the 31st day of July. And it's going to be an Odeal. As Odeal, the artist would also be dropping his album on the same day, titled A Good Time. Ironical because Davido's 2nd studio album is titled A Good Time. That's definitely not a common occurrence. Speaking of common things, let's talk about the new Mavis signing LOVN, who just tapped L.A.X and Apala for the remix of his viral song on Motio Common. LOVN definitely snapped with that song. And speaking of some kind of loving that we hope that doesn't snap, is love that Adekunle and Simi share. Not only that, but the chemistry they both exude on songs as they both collaborated on a song titled Blue Fire.
Cause I deal with you, everything so good. You are the one I choose. All over history.
Speaking of another definitely fire song, Joeboy teamed up with DJ Neptune and Odeal Black to deliver Opeke.
Dance for me, Opeke. Roll up your Ibeke. Waste my me, man, no get it.
Joeboy also seems to be on a run as Joeboy is going on tour. He's going on an Europe club tour starting in July with 11 dates and ending in October. We trust Joeboy to deliver a spectacular performance. Flavour delivered an astounding rendition of his viral hit song Virtuous Woman for his first ever orchestral performance. Normal thing now, Flavour with that orchestral aura. And an artist that definitely brings flavor to her songs, Teni. Teni recently just dropped an EP titled The Wellness Package.
Wellness package, buy market. Wellness package, I get shirt, I get map, I get CD, I get everything, I get elephants, I get all the things, healing. I go heal you from head to toe.
A song that is well packaged from his composition, and it is very interesting to note and see when artists show us their creative process and take us behind the scenes to experience them creating our favorite songs. So it was definitely interesting to watch the making and the behind the scenes of Falz's song Church Mind with Priest and Kudi Climax.
I swear to God, you don't die. Waiting poverty, go feel bad. Should I that be person crime?
And now that this week's news is nearing its climax, let me leave upcoming artists with some words of wisdom and encouragement from the amazing industry OG himself, Timaya.
You see me? After 20 years of still acting like I'm up and coming. So what else do? You got no excuse. See Duncan? He's here being all James Brown.
Thank you very much for coming back again this week. Now let's look at the Billboard charts together. Let's look at the Billboard 202 albums chart. Let's look at the Billboard Hot 101 songs of the country and Billboard Artist 101 chart. The Billboard 202 albums charts, let's look at top 10 together. At number 10, we have Fujimoto by Sheyi Vibes. At number 9, we have Mr. Money with the Vibe by Asake. At number 8, we have No Signs of Weakness by Burna Boy. At number 7, we have Captain by Benson. At number 6, we have Real Volume 1 by Wizkid and Asake. At number 5, we have The Game Needs Us by Benson and Sarge. At number 4, we have Catharsis by Fola. At number 3, we have Work of Art by Asake. At number 2, we have Clarity of Mind by Omale. And finally, at number 1, back-to-back weeks at number 1. In fact, trailing 12 weeks at number 1, we have Money by Asake. And now for the Billboard Artist 101 charts, let's look at the top 10 together. At number 10, we have Ira Star. At number 9, we have Adekunle Gold. At number 8, we have Victoni. At number 7, we have Rema. At number 6, we have Fola. At number 5, we have Thames. At number 4, we have Wizkid Ayo. At number 3, we have Davido. At number 2, we have Asake. And finally, at number 1, back-to-back weeks now at number 1, we have Burna Boy. And finally, let's look at the Billboard Hot 101 songs in the country. I know you're always waiting for this chart, so let's go straight into it. At number 10, we have Back Outside by Benson and Sarge. At number 9, we have Chanel by Black Bones and Asake. At number 8, we have MCBH, Money Can't Buy Happiness by Asake. At number 7, we have Elumelu by Young John. At number 6, we have Treat You Right by Fola and Ira Star. At number 5, we have I Know Who I Be by Davido.
I'm a bad guy, my designer, waka waka, Balenciaga, I'm Prada, you must have gone insane if you think you're slow.
At number 4, a new song off Marvel's EP Business, we have BB Lifestyle by Marvel and Sound God.
Romantic, girl, I can't help it. With my affection, girl, I'm selfish. If you cheat on me, I'm exing. She want loving and passion.
At number 3, we have Forgiveness by Asake.
Forgiveness, forgiveness, Father, forgive me for the bad things I don't do. Consistency.
At number 2, we have Slick by Victoni.
Oh, baby, do you love me? Do you want me? Do you hands all on my body? Don't worry, go crazy, yeah.
Slay.
And finally, at number 1, we have Gratitude by Asake. So what you have to do right now, you have to subscribe, like, share, tell your friends that this is where it happens every week. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and we'll see you next week. I've been Director Cruz. This is Billboard Nigeria Weekly News, brought to you by Billboard Nigeria.